guys, Dr. Cinema here. Not done talking about the new Mission Impossible yet. So, Mission Impossible Fallout just opened up in theaters this weekend, and I gotta say, it was awesome. It was fucking awesome. But this movie does stand out in a few ways. And they all connect to the same issue that this mission in the Mission Impossible film is the most personal, making it the most personal installment of the franchise. How? Well, most recently, one of the characters in Mission Impossible Fallout, a woman named the White Widow, turns out to be the daughter of a female criminal known simply as Alex? Max? Alex. She was the dealer who was one of the main enemies in the very first Mission Impossible film back in the 90s. This was revealed by people who worked on the movie, so I guess that's a thing. But more importantly, there are other reasons why this mission is so personal. First of all, they brought back the villain from the previous movie, Rogue Nation. The villain being Solomon Lane, who was leader of the secret organization known as Syndicate. Now in this movie, he's the leader of a group that was a part of the Syndicate, now simply known as the Apostles. And another character they brought back from earlier in the franchise, Julia, Ethan Hunt's former wife. She had a brief non-speaking cameo in Ghost Protocol, but other than that, she hasn't been seen or heard from since Mission Impossible 3. And the marketing of this film kind of made it seem like this was going to be the very last Mission Impossible film. For a while, I thought this was going to be the last mission. What is with all the personal undertones in this film? Turns out, this isn't exactly new. I mean, the first three Mission Impossible films, directed by... Crap, I forgot the director's name of the first one. Anyway, pretty much all of the first three Mission Impossible films were directed by different people. So, with the exception of Ethan Hunt and his friend Luther, who's been in all three of those films, there really hasn't been much of a connection between any of those installments. Then Ghost Protocol came around, bringing back the character Benji from Mission Impossible 3, a brief non-speaking cameo from Julia. Luther's in it for a little bit as well. And it does show that there is a connection between past installments and Ghost Protocol. Rogue Nation, of course, brings back characters Benji and Luther. Also brings back one of the characters that was shown in Ghost Protocol, played by Jeremy Renner, I forgot the guy's name. And now in Mission Impossible Fallout, brings back a guy that was in Rogue Nation, the guy played by Alec Baldwin. And again, Benji, Luther, and now this time Julia, and the villain Solomon Lane. Why is everything so personal with Mission Impossible Fallout? It seemed like the next logical step. I mean, the past 5 Mission Impossible films have been all great adventures and awesome action, of course. But with the exception of Mission Impossible 3, there really didn't seem to be much of a personal personal stake for Ethan Hunt in any of those films. By introducing that concept in Mission Impossible Fallout, where he has nightmares involving Solomon Lane, where his ex-wife Julia comes back in the picture, where a couple of characters from the last film, Ilsa Faust and Alec Baldwin's character, come back into play to make things seem even more grim and dark for Ethan Hunt's mission. This seemed like the next logical step in making things more interesting, making things more intense. And of course, the action in this film, while there's no one scene that really tops previous movies, all the action combined together sort of does top all the past Mission Impossible films. So, it's very interesting to see where this franchise has gone to. I mean, it's now got characters that actually have personal stakes in these films, and it seems like things are finally like moving forward as a little bit of a cohesive whole in like connecting to the past and such, building up to a what could be a very exciting future. And I really want to know where they're going with the next film because obviously this is not the last Mission Impossible, unlike what marketing seems to suggest. I'm just really excited for the next Mission Impossible. But like I said, well, not really like I said, but like I've said in past videos, comment your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, share, and Dr. Cinema, see you next time.